we go. Good morning. I was over here working on the bus, just doing some more electrical outlets, and Mom and Dad came home from the dump with a bit of a surprise find. What would you look at that? So that's pretty sweet. Supposedly, this is a totally working outboard that the gentleman didn't want anymore because the pull cord broke. So we have a little fishing boat up at a camp, family camp on a lake up north, and our engine's been dead for about 8 years after all the bearings and the bottom end locked up, and we just haven't bothered to fix it. So I'd rather do a pull cord than all those bearings. So let's see if we can't get this thing going. Pretty great find for free. Gotta love it. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna check spark, and because it's a two-stroke and I'm using starting fluid, I just want to take a little bit of two-stroke oil, just a drip, and put it down on the carb itself, just right on the intake there. I don't know if you guys can see it. And that way when I spray it with the ether will pick up the two-stroke oil and bring that in to the engine, keep it lubricated. Okay, that's probably enough. Let me get you guys on the tripod. Okay. It came with a knotted pull cord here, so we can do this style just to try it. The mechanism here for the cord isn't really something that I've seen before. I'm not entirely sure how it works, so I might have to do some research on that. I don't know anything about boat engines, guys. Nothing. But let's check, see if it has spark. Contact. Oh, we didn't get anything there. Maybe a little bit of choke. Oh, she popped. More spray. Oh yeah, it's gonna run. So here's the deal. We need to fix the pull cord, which is this mechanism here. So the cord normally comes in right here and wraps around this lower pulley, and then as you pull it, the bendix goes up and that engages. However, it doesn't feel like it has any spring on it to recoil the cord. And secondly, I don't see where it notches into this. Oh, there's a notch right there, but really I just don't know how that works. So I'm gonna have to look at that, maybe take it off the engine. I really don't know. Secondly, this style of push to connect fuel source is not what we have. Ours was a Johnson and it had a return built in, so it's a different style. So I need to find that so I can hook it up to our boat tank. But yeah, that's a good find. That's pretty great. And yeah, let's see if we can't pop it off 1 or 2 more times. Very cool. All right, we'll get some parts. All right, after some quick looking, I've determined that the spring is also not working in this, which is probably how he broke the cord. He was jerking it to see if he could get it to go back, and so broke the cord because the spring has failed. So that means this has to come out. I finally found a use for these flexi guys because these are small and they're not very tight, so that should work, because I also have to get to that one down there and the same thing on the other side, and there's just not a lot of room to work. I could go through this hole maybe. Can't really even get a wrench in there, so we'll see if we can't get it off. I'm not sure, but it looks like we might get this off without doing the bottom ones, because this whole thing wants to lift. So if I'm able to, yeah, see, we'll rotate that like such, and we should just be able to, yeah, pop it out. And so I don't know if our spring is broken, but it definitely looks like it's not connected to anything. I think that pin right there is bent. and that's our issue. So I might just be able to push that pin back to hold the spring, and we may be a-okay. Well, no, I double checked. I guess that pin, it's okay that it's bent, because this still locked in, no problem, but it does not recoil correctly, so something's going on with the spring. So we'll have to disassemble that and figure out what we need to do. Now, the spring is available, but it's like $70, which is insane. But if that's all we need to make this engine 100%, that fuel line right there is leaking, because that clamp's doing a whole lot of nothing. But we'll replace both of these fuel lines with vinyl anyway, because this rubber looks like it's not ethanol rated. Now, you know, it's even if it's not broken, it's on its way out. See that there? So it's on its way. Yeah, and I just pulled it out. So I won't know if, I don't think it's technically broken, but this bottom piece is not correct. So we need to get one that's in better condition. At the very least right now, we can take this little brass screw out and get the rope corrected. Not a whole lot to that, huh? Tiny, tiny screw. That's interesting how they do that.
Here you go.
I'm only a little gimpy. I started this video with me taking it apart, and I haven't really filmed me putting it back together, but it's really not that complex. The point is, I hate small engines, and we now have a functioning spring. We have a new quick connect for the fuel, which was near impossible to find. The box they handed me at the store looks like it was from the mid-80s. But anyway, I think, ready? I think actually 15 horse is going to be a little rowdy in that little boat, so it should be fun.
That is a classic mop bucket.
Yes, that's how you test things correctly. When your hose has been threaded on for 6 years straight and won't unthread, so I can use earmuffs. Yeah. Anyway,
Ingenious.
That piece of crap is finally done, and it's going to the fishing boat, and if it breaks, it's going to the dump. So, perfect.
All right, good work.
Hey, we're back, and we're in camp. First time of the season, and that is the old boat that the Sea King, the Free Sea King, is going to go on.
Dad. This boat has not been in the water since 2003.
Look at that one.
Bye! Woohoo!
Well, we're back home, and unfortunately, the Sea King came back with us. However, it did work for 3 or 4 different runs across the lake, and I think all that happened was that we fouled out our plugs. I couldn't get another set of plugs up there. I tried sanding them, and it was still running pretty poorly. Possibly on 1 cylinder, possibly on 1.5 cylinder. So I need to do a compression test. I need to put new plugs in it, and I think it's fine. But overall, a success. If I put new plugs in it and it still runs like poo, then maybe something went kabang. It almost sounds like there's a leak, like head gasket or something. I'm not sure. But I think it was just one fouled plug. I mean, they were nasty when I took them out. So she's running a little rich. But anyway, Sea King for free. We made it work. We had a great time up there at the camp with the boat. Now we're back, and we'll get back on the bus. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.